Well, hello there, friends. So today what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to do a top stitch like this, or a French stitch with this heavy top stitch thread. So here we go. So this is going to be a quick one today. So what I'm going to be doing is putting together these two pieces of vinyl right here, and we're going to be using this top thread right here. So let's see, what does that say right there? It looks to be like a size 39.90, so it's quite a bit thicker than regular sewing thread. You can see that it almost looks like a string rather than a thread. So let's get that thread changed. Here you can see the size difference between these two threads. You can see the one on the right is much thicker than the one on the left. So the left is what I use for regular sewing every day. And that would be the, looks like the T90. T90 right there. And then this one here is the T270. So you can see this one is much thicker. I use these two different threads with the same needle. So basically what I do here is I take this heavy duty top thread, and after I'm done putting it through my machine, like you just saw me do the speed thread. I also have a video on how to speed thread a machine. You can see right there how this thicker top thread goes right through the same needle. So a lot of people ask me, well, what size needles do I use for the heavy top thread? And the answer is, I use the same needle. Tell me if you thought that was amazing. And while you're at it, hit the like button. So I got a little ahead of myself. So what I didn't do, and you missed out on, was me putting these two pieces of material here together. Okay, so usually I would have used the regular size thread to do that. But you know what? I didn't think about that. You know, I'm only human, I guess. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sew the seam with this heavy top thread. And just imagine that it's the thinner thread, just for my sake, okay? So let's go ahead and put this one together. So what I do for a French stitch or a top stitch is I put a good 3/8 of an inch or a 1/2 inch seam allowance right here. So what I do on my machine anyway is I use this edge of my foot here as the guide, and I'm showing probably by eighth of an inch there, 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to use that as my guide all the way down. Now let's go ahead and do our French stitch. So what we do is, this is the reverse right here, but what we do is we take these two, we spread them apart like that, and that's what it's going to look like on the back side. So now that you saw that, I'm going to flip it over. The way I usually start my top stitches, some guys, what they'll do, okay, I'm just going to show you here just for the heck of it, but what they'll do is they'll either lock in a stitch like this, and then they'll start stitching. Okay, but that's not the way that we're going to do it. So what I'm going to show you now is how I start and stop a French stitch. My method, which is technique number 576, is to start your top stitch here from the side. Like that. And then we will go down. Then when I come to the end, what I usually do is I'll keep the needle down inside the material. Because when you do that, look at that, you can pivot. Pretty nifty, huh? So when you pivot, I usually just do like one by hand, 2 stitches, flip it around, let's start going the other direction. And that, my friends, completes our lesson for today. There you go. That's what it looks like. And that's how we do it. Oh, by the way, I set my machine on about a number 8 to get that large stitch right there. So anyway, like I was saying, blah, 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 blah.